Djævlen har ikke brugt så meget som 2 sekunder på dig.
In this week's session, I am gonna share a post from the famous Chinese social media platform, Redbook. Basically their version of Instagram. The first post. On that platform, Redbook, you often see Chinese women flaunting their white boyfriends. And this conversation is taking place under one of those videos. So check this out. The first comment reads, I previously dated a shy, introverted white guy who seemed really nice. During the summer, I took him back to my hometown for 2 months. And we ended up breaking up. Every time I took him to Chanzi Road or GM Bridge, lots of plastic paste, perfume-wearing women would throw themselves at him. Brutal, bro. At first he thought they were just working girls, which was super awkward. And I had to explain that they were just too into him. Later I needed to visit my grandparents. And he said he just wanted to rest in my place and didn't want to go. So I went alone. Then I found out that during those days, he was actually hooking up with the same girls who had been all over him. It was so gross, and we had a huge fight. He apologized at first, but then he started acting indifferent and even said those girls were hotter and more obedient than me. Never take a foreign boyfriend back home, because some crazy young pretty people will throw themselves at him. Brutal, bro. The oofy doofy, the white guy, meets the JBW for the first time, the uninitiated. The second comment reads, my foreign ex-boyfriend came to China for a month and got full of himself, thinking all Asian women liked him. Then he started treating me coldly and cheated on me multiple times, all with Asian women. When we broke up, he told me he now prefers Asian women over Western women. Guys, this is the epitome of the oofy doofy meeting the JBW. And all of a sudden he's pumped with confidence. I always find it fascinating when I come across clueless men who finally figure out the JBW for the first time. But even then, it is not a conscious realization. Those guys probably chalked it up to their game or confidence, like how all those PUAs do. Oh brother, it is the game. Sure, you had to go to the Philippines for that game to work. You know, you are gonna remember that PUA. That guy, for example, sells you an intricate PUA lesson. For the Philippines, brother, if you need to pay that PUA thousands of dollars to get you some girls in the Philippines, of all places, you have already lost.
Rich Cooper calls it the Mano Swamp. And to a degree, he's correct. It is kind of the Mano Swamp. But the main thing to me...
Please tell me more about the guy who sells pheromone soap to rub on you so women can love you. Just give me a minute to shut my brain down, because I'm fucking this. I can't even. What the fuck are we doing? We're selling soap to rub on ourselves for women. Is everybody a retard? I'm sorry, that shit really triggers me. You're like, oh, let me fucking subscribe to this fucking guy and buy some soap because I'm fucking retarded, you know? I'm gonna get the girls by rubbing some soap on me.
These guys chalk it up to their skills. Oh, my confidence went up. Or they say, oh, Chinese women are so traditional. Brother, it is just that you are white. You don't need no game. You just need to have enough amount of neurotypicality to be able to tell when a girl is blatantly hitting on you, obviously into you. That is all you need. A little bit of neurotypicality, which you should be born with. That is all you need. And guys, I can practically guarantee you this. That boyfriend in this post is not a chat. Don't imagine some 10 out of 10 Gija chat. I can bet you anything. If he posted his picture here, like if we could just see the picture out of nowhere, all of you would tell him to subscribe to my channel. So this whole, oh, shy, timid means sub 5. Just so we are clear on that. For males, for men, shy, timid means sub 5. I can already picture the type in my head. White, lanky dude, you know, with a mid face. And of course he's shy and timid because he never got any attention from white girls until he came across ethnic girls, until he stepped into the territory of JBW.
你很帅吗？我真喜欢你吗？没有。你知道我有任何个人的事情吗？你了解我的任何个人的事情吗？我不需要了解你。
He tried to be confident before. He was outgoing, but he learned not to be confident. The life taught you to be timid and shy. You tried to be confident before, genuinely confident. You were outgoing, at least tried to be outgoing, but you learned not to be. The life taught you to be timid and shy. That is what it is, guys, understand. Like, shy and timid people were not always like that. In reality, being introverted is not an innate trait you are born with. In most cases, not all, but in most cases, you look at introverted men, right? I'm talking about men. In most cases, you will realize that it is the life that made them introverted. It isn't an innate personality trait for a lot of people who would consider themselves introverted. Not all, of course, but most. Life taught you to be introverted. I remember one chick at the party I was at thought that I was acting. Not only thought, like straight up told me, "You are acting." When in reality I was just buzzed. I felt happy and outgoing because I was tipsy. And she was like, "Oh, you are acting." I was just tipsy and happy. That's all it was.
But if you're having a good time, and that's really all that matters. When people look at you and they see you're having a good time, you fit in automatically at a party.
You fit in automatically at a party.
That is why I say there are few things that make people cringe more than an ugly guy that is confident around women. And when I say this, people bring up Jeff Bezos. "Oh, look at this rich businessman." That is not what I am talking about, man. Bezos, of course, can be confident. And even then, even him is getting mocked by DiCaprio. I genuinely believe that the vast majority of cases of men who are shy and timid are like that because of this. Life turns you into an introvert. I didn't want to turn out this way. None of us did. Rehab Room channel is just the effect. An exclamation mark at the end of everything that led me here. For a lot of us here, life led us here. It wasn't something else that convinced all these people to watch my videos. They have seen my videos, but when they questioned and reflect back on their lives, reflect back on their past, they realize that, okay, this is the truth. People giving us the NPC advice, "Oh brother, just grow up here, rejection is a part of life, get used to it." But how long? How long can you take it? With time, it takes its toll on you. Like, there is so much BS out there, man. There is only so much BS you can take. I don't even want to deal with people anymore. I am truly miscommaxed at this point.
Hello, welcome in. Come on a little closer. Come on in. Don't be scared. What's your name?
My name is Tavarius.
I was thinking to myself earlier, you know that dating show, Pop the Balloon? I wouldn't even go on that Pop the Balloon show. You know, I've seen people doing reactions to the Pop the Balloon show. I wouldn't even go on that show because I already know I don't stand a chance in hell, no way.
Back to the point of this video. I have rambled too much about this shy timid part. Back to the point. Guys, this is why I am telling you, to young men watching my videos, there is a world out there, man. There is a world out there. Use what you have learned here to your advantage. There is no shame in that, but do it properly. First of all, get this traditional Chinese woman dream out of your head, okay? Not gonna happen. Women who would be digging you definitely won't be traditional, bro. They will be worshipping everything you are trying to escape in the West. So it doesn't even matter if you have a good personality. It could even be an advantage if you don't respect her culture and language. Females you will be targeting will be kind of women who would be looking down on her own culture and language anyway. So don't cringe max, "Oh, I am learning her language." You don't want a language max, you want a niche max. "Oh bro, I am learning Japanese so that I can find a traditional Japanese girl." Bro, you really think a traditional Asian, Chinese, or Japanese woman would be down for a serious long-term relationship with some tattoo-ridden foreigner? Or just sleep with him after meeting with him? Like, real traditional Asian women are not gonna date some guy from the what community anyway. So guys, it is even better if you look down on her. You just need to be low inhibition and neurotypical. That is all you need. After being white, I am assuming you are WASP, you know. Which isn't all that hard. I mean, being neurotypical. It isn't all that hard, bro. If you didn't learn to socialize at a gym, that is, of course. If you are white, use that to your advantage. Normie in the West, literal male model in China. That is what I'm talking about, guys. The mug is relative.
He's such a feminine little traumatized puss hiding up in his little shack in Canada while Justin Trudeau taxes him to death.
And guys, I want to mention this too. Like, notice the main takeaway from this experience. The takeaway of girls, those girls who got cheated on because they thought they were dating some virtuous white knight who really loved them for who they are. When in reality, they were just being used as target practice. Target practice, guys. Their takeaway from this experience is just don't bring your white boyfriend to China. It ain't don't date white men who just use you for your body as a target practice and disrespect you, but just don't bring them to China. You see what I mean, guys? Oh, you gotta have a good personality. It is because of your personality. If you are disrespectful, females will sense that. Those guys, those shy and timid guys, never respected or even liked those girls. They saw them as target practice, nothing but target practice. That is the truth. And despite all this, their lesson is not don't date them. Because guys, understand something, you simply cannot turn off your nature. Their frontal lobe of their brain and limbic part of their brain are telling them different things. Limbic part of the brain is what Oofy Doofy is called the heart. Oh, my heart is telling me this. And the frontal lobe of brain is where conscious thoughts take place. Figurative brain is the frontal lobe and the heart is the limbic brain. And this is exactly why, if you hear a woman say, white men are colonizers, you can be sure that they have a thing for white men. This is almost automatic, guys. This is almost automatic, especially for leftist women. When leftist women go, white men subjugated my home country, invaded and destroyed my homeland. When she says that, her brain, frontal lobe, her brain, the part that processes conscious thoughts, might be telling her that she needs to dislike white men, but the limbic part that processes the instincts and human nature is gonna tell her to like them, to have a crush on them. You can't stop the human nature at the end of the day. I genuinely ask women complaining about not being liked. Oh, Rehab, you are wrong. I am an Indian woman and I don't get anything. We are not liked. Are you not liked by white men you are attracted to, or not liked by genuinely good-hearted, Indian men who would date you? But maybe he's not good looking, he's short. It is a big difference by whom you are not liked. Or Rehab, men use me for my body. Maybe that is because that is all you have to offer to men you want to date. Not to all men, but to men you want to date. Like, you decided to give it up for someone who calls you a target practice. Make of that what you will. And guys, make no mistake, those guys, they show what kind of men they are. They really are during the relationships. It is just the females don't want to see it. It could be an offhand remark or something else, but I can personally guarantee you this. The signs were there. Those girls just chose to ignore them. What they do is blaming men. It is never their fault for putting out for those kind of men, but it is men's fault for simply taking advantage of it. The system is rigged. You don't see society criticizing women for this. It is always men's fault. But guys, you gotta understand, this is why geomaxing, when you are still young, is important. Guys, please don't be late. I have known so many of you, so many average-looking white guys from this community who became successful and happy through geomaxing. Guys, don't be late. Be late to the class. Be late to your flight. But don't be late to this man, please. Do it when it matters. It won't be the same when you are 30. Trust and believe.
It is what it is, That's the attitude I got. Fuck it, And I feel that's the right attitude to have,
Be late to work. Be late to your oofy doofy class. But don't be late to life. I always end my videos, with the don't be a free agent line. And people don't even take it seriously anymore. So I will end this video with a different line instead. Don't be late.